A few days ago, somebody cryptic slipped into my DMs with a simple message. See what you make of this. 2 emojis, a bat and a speaker with 3 waves. The sender calls himself ultrasound money. But what does this even mean? What is the significance of the emojis and why do they appear in so many Twitter handles? Also, why was this message sent to me? Answers coming up after these messages from the sponsors who make this all possible. And the first one up is Balancer, who've been a fantastic supporter of the Defiant and consistently proven themselves to be one of the best DeFi protocols in town. Their gas-optimized vault architecture makes trading cheaper than anywhere else. Liquidity providers can optimize their fee earnings using the dynamic fee system that automatically adjusts to market conditions. You can also use asset managers to lend out idle assets, dramatically increasing your capital efficiency. And because Balancer is an open platform for flexible, automated markets, you can choose from stable pools or weighted pools, and in the future, tons and tons more designs will be created that frankly, we don't even know about yet. Check it out at balancer.fi. Our next sponsor is Aave. Fun fact, the name Aave is actually taken from the Finnish word for ghost. And it's a decentralized, open source and non-custodial liquidity protocol built on Ethereum. Depositors earn interest by providing liquidity to lending pools, while borrowers can obtain loans by tapping into these pools with variable and stable interest rate options. Deposit into Aave protocol and receive A tokens, which accrue interest every second right in your wallet. And it's fun just seeing your balance just go every second. Swap any of your deposited assets at any time to get the best yields on the market. And for the developers out there, Aave features access to DeFi building blocks like flash loans and credit delegation. The Aave protocol liquidity pools are now available on Ethereum and everyone's favorite sidechain, Polygon. Now, let's get back. Okay, so this ultrasound money thing, what is it? Well, it's a meme. It's a joke from the inner circles of Ethereum communities to describe what's going to happen to Ethereum this year as it transforms. And we have researcher Justin Drake to thank for its genesis, which starts, as all the best things do, with a single tweet. If capped supply BTC is sound money, decreasing supply ETH is ultrasound money. And that's where we get the bats, we get echolocation, I don't know. So you can already hopefully see that this is something of a simplification. Okay, it's a big simplification. But that is in fact just smart communication. So bravo there, because as we can now see, it really has worked to spread this idea. But let's rewind a little bit, because this is a two-sided equation Justin Drake has put forward here, and it starts with a fairly major assumption. If BTC is sound money. So the accepted definition of sound money is money that is not liable to sudden appreciation or depreciation in value, and specifically a currency based on or redeemable in gold. Now, it's fair to say that Bitcoin very much fails to meet this definition because one of its defining characteristics is, of course, its insane volatility. But alongside that, we've long been working with the idea that Bitcoin is a kind of digital gold. So you can see how this idea might take hold when you look at it as that kind of sound money. And it's part of the counter-argument to the insane money printing we see in fiat currency. Bitcoin's 21 million supply has long been held as the gold standard for bulletproof monetary policy, but it does raise a question. Once there is no more Bitcoin to be earned from mining, why would anybody mine it? And if you have no miners, then the network doesn't really function. So the intended model is for the network to be able to sustain itself through transaction fees alone. But you can kind of see the issue here. Now, if we switch tracks to Ethereum, one of the sticks that's often used to beat it with is the lack of a hard cap on supply. But let's be honest here, has this in any way hindered development or adoption of the network to deliver the incredible array of products and services now available to us? No. Drake's argument for ETH as ultrasound money has 2 parts. Firstly, the implementation of EIP 1559, which is coming in a few weeks now. And this will see the base fee, which used to be paid to miners, being burnt instead. In other words, a deflationary model, if the amount of network usage results in a burn rate higher than the issuance. So get ready for this to become the new metric of choice for ETH maxis, the flippening of sorts. The second catalyst is, of course, the switch to proof of stake. ETH miners are literally on the clock now. The shop is closing. Mining is expensive. It requires an investment in hardware. And of course, it exerts selling pressure on the network as miners cash their ETH out to cover the costs of producing it. Remove the miners, the theory goes, and this pressure goes away. Poof. Now, there is no doubt, this meme is in many ways a response to Bitcoin maxis because, let's be honest here, they can be a real pain in the ass. And their response, of course, is to cite unpredictability in issuance because it's so heavily predicated on network usage. If you can't predict the supply, how can it be sound money? They also call foul on decentralization, claiming that it would be trivial to change issuance rates in the future. Although, I highly doubt that that would be trivial at all. But anyway, who knows? So, ultrasound money is a meme. It's appearing all over the place as a pair of emojis in supporters' Twitter handles. You are part of the crew, you are part of the gang. And there's a hilarious clip of David Hoffman scrolling through his Twitter feed as the depth of support just continues to grow and grow and grow.
Scroll down. I haven't stopped. I'm still going. I'm still going. Like it's endless. It's an endless pit of people that have just the ultrasound money logos in their names on Twitter.
Bankless are ultrasound founders, according to this Twitter account. And that's where the story comes back to me, because clearly what I'm being asked here is to register my support of ETH as ultrasound money by putting those two emojis in my Twitter handle. Look, I'm nobody. It doesn't matter whether I do or I don't support this idea. And memes are fun, they're helpful, and they can help spur debate. But I also find they kind of trivialize things, and they put people into gangs, particularly when some of the motivation appears to be simply just to poke Bitcoin maxis. I don't really feel like being part of that, if I'm honest. But I do respect the ETH community immensely, so rather than use the emojis, I've expressed my solidarity for the idea a different way. Now, I won't show up in a search feed if you look for it, but I am doffing a cap. And with that, it's time to end. Have a great weekend. This was The Defiant.